They are so full of passion, energy, commitment. They're great community conservation leaders, and they're always looking for the next big idea.
They are a great conduit of information, and they are always willing to help.
Annapolis Green is very clever and getting out the good messaging and useful tips to save more and waste less.
We spent a lot of time together digging through the trash, looking for recyclables and composting all over Anne Arundel County and the Eastern Shore.
And I cannot believe how much two people have done. I mean, it's just crazy. I know big organizations, big philanthropic groups that can't do what Lynn and Elvia have done with just the two of them.
The things they do for the community and the city of Annapolis is just mind-boggling. And it's a lot of behind-the-scenes thing that people don't see, but they're there all the time.
15 years ago, Lynn and I embarked on a journey to shine light on the fact that protecting the environment is about protecting us, our health, and our prosperity.
Elvia and I have a united passion, yet we were coming at it from different backgrounds.
And well, when Lynn gets excited about something, she gets everyone excited about it. And one of her big important points was that we had to make this fun, even while talking about very serious stuff.
And just like that, Annapolis Green was underway.
Not only did we create a small nonprofit, we also met some pretty incredible people along the way.
I think actually my mom, who's an environmental science teacher at Broad Neck High School, invited me to Green Drinks back in 2007, 2008. There were maybe 12 to 20 of us. We could actually stand in a circle in a room and introduce each other and say something we had questions about and how we wanted to cross and connect.
I think one of the great things about Annapolis Green Drinks is it is more that fun side of the sustainability aspect.
I have attended millions of green drinks. They are fun events. They get bigger and bigger every time. They're always in fun locations. They always have good crowd, good topics, and you meet people, so perfect.
I think one of my first meetings with Annapolis Green was to say a few words about solar energy at Annapolis Green Drinks. That might have been the very first, and that seems so long ago.
Just fun group of environmentalists getting together and kicking back and telling stories and sharing ideas, and they're just a fun, you get together with like-minded people and have a cocktail or two, and all kinds of ideas come out of that, so it's fun.
They gave me a forum as a young conservation leader of a new nonprofit. They allowed me to network, but also speak to the conservation community at Green Drinks events, where I was able to share our mission with that group, a very influential group of people who helped us build the Chesapeake Conservancy. Really, they were a key component of helping us grow a nonprofit.
Fred Kelly, the Severn River Keeper, came to me and said, "You really need to meet these ladies, these incredibly informed and energetic and imaginative ladies of Annapolis Green, Lynn and Elvia." And he said, "They have these great events, they're fun, you'll learn something, and you'll meet great people, but you really need to meet the president of the Chesapeake Legal Alliance. He's looking for an executive director, and I think you fit the bill." So I went to Green Drinks, and we hit it off, and I got involved with CLA, and a year later, I was the executive director. So you really can find your job at Green Drinks.
It's a leadership service they're providing for our community to shift us to a more sustainable community. We've been lucky enough too to find new employees at Green Drinks events, and finding those talented, passionate people who care is a really important thing that Green Drinks does for not only the Conservancy, for lots of other organizations.
So the city has been partnering with Annapolis Green on various projects for a number of years in recycling and litter reduction. And since I came aboard 3.5 years ago, we've been involved with partnerships on several campaigns. A couple of years ago, Elvia came to me and suggested a plastic reduction campaign. So I said, sure, this is a great idea, and we dubbed it Plastic Free Annapolis.
Lynn and Elvia reached out to us to help us green our annual charity golf tournament, which will be in its 20th year this coming year. And for the past 4 years, we have launched it as a Golf Responsibly event. So we worked with Lynn and Elvia to create a toolkit to make our event a zero waste event. And the toolkit can be offered to other organizations that are looking to do the same with their events. I think there was 17,000 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, of, trash that did not go to the landfill from our first event.
People now see it and expect it and are asking for it. So when they come to the crab booth at the boat show where tens of thousands of people show up, we're able to direct them to where the Naptown tap is and where they can get fresh water and not go and use the plastic water bottles. And I think you're going to see a lot fewer plastic water bottles in this city, which is going to be a true testament to what they have been able to accomplish.
I'm a real estate agent in Annapolis with Keller Williams Select Realtors, and I spent 5 wonderful years on the air with Elvia Thompson at WNAV in Annapolis. Well, I've learned a lot. You go through the world not necessarily knowing some of these things about how to take care of our planet and things like that, and I learned a lot. We all contribute to the problem. And we all need to be part of the solution. Annapolis Green gives them an easy way to find things out, to channel that, to network, and to come together as a community.
I think that, a plastic-free Annapolis is pretty damn exciting. I loved the Here We Grow program.
If one person changes one habit, so if you just start using composting your waste instead of putting in the trash can, just me doing that is I feel significant about it, but once you multiply that times 100, times 1,000, times 10,000, that's where you really get to see the impacts.
So I started my business in 2010, and I was desperately the first couple of years trying to get out there and meet people and talk to them about composting and explain what I do. And Lynn and Elvia were the unfortunate souls who listened and got stuck with me.
They're very creative. They make something out of nothing, and they're able to do a lot with a little.
So Reckitt Parks worked with us for a drop-off location in Truxton Park. During the period after Halloween and after Thanksgiving, we gathered 10,000 pounds of pumpkin that went to a composting facility. So those were diverted from our landfill. And it was so successful, and the community liked it so much that Annapolis Green applied for another grant this year, and we're in a 6-month period of composting again with all sorts of compost, not just pumpkins, at Truxton Park.
I think the work on composting is really important. It's such an important component that individuals and families can really latch on to, just like in deciding what products or foods you buy.
I think Annapolis Green was really ahead of the curve on sustainable events. I remember years ago talking with Lynn and Elvia, and maybe there was a handful of events in the whole state where folks were willing to recycle, let alone compost. And so I think Annapolis Green did a really good job encouraging and stressing to folks the importance of being sustainable with their events and bringing composting to their attention.
I got invited to be on the board of directors, and then president of the board, and then I also in that time became a founding 100 member. So that's part of why I looked for Annapolis Green, to find out how I could contribute back to the community in a green way and green my own business. So we did easy things like using recycled paper. We would do energy audits for people who bought leaky homes, so they could have an energy assessment and a roadmap to how to decrease the energy consumption for their homes. So it even inspired me to get my own electric car. I had a hybrid before and then wanted to go electric.
Annapolis Green produced some of the best car shows in the state. In fact, I think their last car show was the largest one in the state and the region. And we'd have members of Congress that came and senators that came to it, and it was very successful. They are very persuasive about touting the benefits of driving electric. And in fact, they got me finally to buy an electric car, and I'm probably going to buy my second electric car and an electric moped.
They've really been the driving force between getting a lot of people in the community to think about being more sustainable and taking action.
I think this last one was a phenomenal show. The the range of manufacturers that now have EV vehicles, from very economical to very expensive. I mean, the fact that, there were a couple Porsches there were Harley Davidson had their, electric motorbikes there. My wife, with her company HD Squared, had just gotten a brand new VW ID4. I think what it ultimately did is, help give us confidence in what was happening in the marketplace.
I think the two of them, when they brainstorm or what have you, and they come up with these great slogans and, kick gas and, just these great things that they're cool. So people kind of, even if you're not environmentally conscious yet, you meet Lynn and Elvia, and you will be, and I think that's just, so to see them just from their little tiny roots back when I first met Lynn to where they are now, it's inspiring.
It's great to run into them at all the events that we go to and see what all is going on and learn about what's happening next and how we can participate.
It's really a network of networks that we've been building here, and Annapolis Green has been a key component of that from the very beginning.
And people see that there are smart, fun, enjoyable people communicating an environmental message, and I can't think of two finer leaders than these ladies.
Elvia and Lynn are great messengers. They know how to craft a message and engage people. They often come to us first and say, hey, do you guys want help getting this information out?
After 15 years, we've come a long way.
But the truth is, we're just getting started.
Conservation is the truth is it's a constant struggle, whether it's not having the resources or the political will, or just dealing with new challenges coming your way, like climate change, for example. It's not an easy endeavor. So my hope for Annapolis Green is that it's sustainable, it's got sufficient resources and capacity, and that people keep carrying that ball forward beyond Lynn and Elvia. As much as I love them, we want to make this a multi-generational commitment in our community.
They're already an institution. I consider them an institution and an important one in Annapolis. I hope they continue to do what they're doing and expand on their programs. They have so much energy and enthusiasm and such great ideas.
Annapolis Green, the future looks bright green. I think my hope is for Annapolis Green to continue to grow, to never lose sight of the importance of having fun, which Annapolis Green strives to do, while also bringing people together on the urgency and necessity of sustainable steps, sustainable practices that every citizen can take and that policymakers and governments and businesses should be taking as well.
And they've created such a legacy and brought in so many people who are passionate about what they're doing that it's going to carry on. It's going to keep going and going because of the energy and the love and the thought that those two have put into this.
Help us keep the work of Annapolis Green going by making a donation today at annapolisgreen.com.